Detroit Business Hub Group Director Nancy O'Neill works with her team of experts. Listen to conversations with business professionals to discover the latest business innovations, insights, and trends. Find out what's hot and what's not in today's business market.
Hi, everyone. It's Nancy O'Neill. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I am here in our studios, aka home, to shoot a live broadcast, or we're going to rewatch a former broadcast with the JEDA Group. And the JEDA Group is a commercial team with Jerold Graham and Darryl Brown, and they are going to be talking about some of the business trends that are currently going on right now in the commercial real estate industry. They also have an event coming up next Tuesday. We will be with them live in the studio. So you want to join us next Tuesday, March 15th at 7 p.m. to find out the most recent trends. There are new trends that have happened since last year. And you can go to our website at dbhg.org, which is what I'm currently looking at right now, and click on the events page to find out more about this event. Without further ado, let's jump into the studio from last year to find out what Darryl and Jerold had to say about the commercial industry at that point. And we look forward to seeing all of you next Tuesday at 7 p.m.
You're younger, so you should go first. Okay. So I'm Jerold Graham, one half of JEDA Investment Group. We started this journey back in 2014. So we've been investing in commercial real estate for a while. And just a little background about myself. I'm from Detroit, born and raised, Renaissance graduate, Wayne State, electrical engineer. That's just a little background, brief bio, but main thing we're here today is to really talk about commercial real estate, some of the benefits, some things people may not know, and also the upcoming workshop, which Ms. Nancy O'Neill talked about, coming up Saturday, June 26th.
I'm Darryl Brown, the other partner in the JEDA Investment Group. As my partner said, we have some of the same values and come from the same background. Born and raised in the city of Detroit. We're both in the electrical field. We don't know how we wound up in commercial real estate, but it's a fluke. But we're here, and we're excited about the upcoming seminar that we're going to be doing with DBHG next week. We're excited about that. We have a lot of information that we're going to try to dump on them in a small period of time.
Well, that was my next question. How did you know each other before you started investing? Like, how did JEDA Group come about into fruition?
Well, we met in the fish market. Nobody sees and want to believe the story.
They don't believe the story. It's the truth.
We met at the seafood market, Detroit seafood market. And the friendship started from there with a couple other partners. And it just grew. And when he was sitting down, I said, man, we'll sit down and think of a name for the LLC. Mm-hmm. And he came back with the name, and like JEDA, we thought we had something, and we went to research, and we didn't come up with anything original. There was so many people out here with the name JEDA, and we thought we came up with something original. Tell me you did it.
You mean Detroit the seafood restaurant, correct?
Yep. Downtown. So that's where we bumped into through some mutual friends. And from there, we kind of started with, we invested into some tax stores under tax experts, some other partners. Over the years, things went into commercial real estate. We bought our first commercial property, Plymouth and Evergreen, a 3-unit, which I had to convince him on. I really had to fight him on. He got bullied. I just told him, hey, this is a great deal. He didn't want to believe it. But all this stuff, but it was overall a good deal. We got it on a land contract. Came with 2 tenants, rehabbed the other unit, and we was able to get it fully occupied. So that was kind of the start. But really, we didn't, even after there, we didn't really take it, I would say, serious. After that, we were really focused on opening a cigar bar lounge. And so we bought another building in Wayne County foreclosure, the auction. And our plan was to do that, but we were taking our time and, you know, playing around with it because we paid for it. And then COVID came along and so many people were coming up to us asking about leasing a space. It was like, well, this might not be a bad idea because, I mean, opening a cigar bar during COVID, I mean, it's probably not a smart business idea. So we decided to, hey, why not lease out the property? And it kind of started from there, really.
We got to take it back to the start of it. Was our first leasing tenant was presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders.
Oh, wow.
Really voted from us for Detroit campaign headquarters. And that's when we sat back and went, maybe we should get into the leasing business. Because we had never thought about being landlords, and we went from there.
Yeah. And then after that, even after that, the recent building we purchased in December, old thrift store on Grand River, when we purchased that parcel, at the time it was about 3/4 of the block. We got the whole block now.
I had to bully him back.
But we were talking about opening a banquet hall, and again during COVID, it just really wasn't.
Right.
A lot of lenders were fighting on it, and we came back with the idea that, hey, let's go ahead with this plan. A lot of people want to lease space or need space, small businesses, whatever kind of business, but they don't have anywhere to go in Detroit. Everything's so run down. So that's where we come into play, where we can buy the property, rehab it, and get somebody in there where they have a good, viable space and a good corridor too on Grand River.
Right. So just in terms of a timeline, if you go from the time the Detroit seafood market closed down, because that's been a minute, to the Bernie Sanders election to COVID-19, this is like a few years has passed in between those events. So was it just all planning during that time?
No.
Okay.
Well, we really started doing this. I mean, fully like we're going to focus on this, I would say in December 2020, when we decided, and we talked to the lenders and we said, hey, let's get this building. We could renovate it and get somebody in here. We got a LOI, letter of intent, in less than 3 months from a tenant. So right now we signed the lease this past weekend. We got to deliver the building on September 1st. So less than 6 months or so, 6 to 8 months, we've turned around the property. So that's what we're dealing with right now. But that's when we decided to really say we're going to focus on this and push forward on this.
And we're going to speak with their media team to see how we can disclose who the tenant is, and we'll do that in June.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully at the event.
Yeah, we'll do that at the event.
That'll be exciting. Great.
We're excited about it. I mean, it was about a 3-month lease negotiation.
Yeah, it was some intense negotiations. I mean, it's every little thing you can think of. I mean, we wanted $12 per square foot, and we went to $11.50, $11. It's just every little thing, and all this costs money. I mean, we negotiate with your lawyer and their team. So, like we talked about the workshop, I mean, we're going to talk about a big part of it is your team. I mean, so what we've learned a lot is you can't do everything yourself. You got to have a team around you.
Right.
You got to have a strong attorney, a strong accountant too. You don't want the IRS coming back on you. Your commercial real estate agent has to be strong, and then also your lending arm, they have to be strong too. So it's really a team that's pushing us all forward. It's not, you see us, but I mean, it's a lot of other people, a lot of moving parts behind us that's pushing us forward.
Correct.
Right. Gotcha. So in terms of DBHG, share with us a little bit about what you all plan to talk about at your upcoming real estate investor seminar or workshop on June 26th.
Well, the most important thing is what Jerold just said, the team.
Right.
Team is the most important thing that, we had to work on building, identifying the stakeholders, and identifying people that can step in and you can articulate your wishes to them and they understand what your vision is, that how to search for properties, you know, what you're looking for in a property, what you're willing to do, invest in it and all that. And some of the pitfalls that are there if you don't exercise some of the options on your due diligence, which we found out we did some due diligence, but it needed to be longer. So we're going to talk about all of that, and we're going to explain each part of the wheel of the team.
Okay. Go ahead, Jerold, if you want to add.
That's pretty much in the summary of what he was saying. Just to piggyback this, I mean, really your team. I mean, we're going to also talk about, you know, me, I like diving into numbers, but like cap rate. I mean, like earlier today, I just left meeting with the appraiser at the property before we had this meeting. You know, it's different conversations you have. It's different in residential real estate. Commercial property is also valued based on the cash flow. So that's where cap rate comes into play on what's going on in that area. I mean, you got a property generating you $7,000 per month. You know, you could say on the average, just the quick numbers, that's $80,000. So a year at a 10% cap rate, that property is worth $800,000. You know, just based on the cap rate, because you were able to get a tenant in there, because it's based on the cash flow that's coming in. Yeah, so that's a thing we want to explain a little more, and also another concept, cash on cash return. I mean, that's a big thing. When can you, as far as you getting your money back? I mean, that's a big thing. You're putting in your money, but everybody wants to know, when can I get my money back?
Yeah,
so, return on investment. That's all it is. And also some of the different, as far as tools you can use, lending arms, you could say. I mean, you got private money, you got traditional, you got lines of credit, I mean, your own personal money. And every strategy works different. You got to decide which one works best, because as you know, real estate is a fast moving industry. I mean, you can't, property's there, it'll be gone tomorrow. So you have to be able to move and act quickly, whereas using traditional financing, that takes way longer. But private money, it costs you more, but you can get it done faster.
Right. You mean like a hard money lender type of?
Hard money lender, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna stop calling them hard money, because this money, this money didn't hurt. It was
Yeah, it wasn't
that bad. We got the deal done.
Yeah.
And then we established a great relationship with some people that they know us and what we're capable of. And I think actually they were surprised that we got all this turned around as fast as we did. But that's all based on, you know, that team.
Yeah, the relationships that you're building in your ecosystem or your community. So one of the things that we had talked about on the last show in terms of an obstacle was you talked about the cash flow, and you said it's really difficult to show the cash flow, you know, with comps or things like that when the building was formerly abandoned. So talk about how you overcome those types of obstacles, because I'm sure that's a problem that a lot of commercial investors run into in Detroit.
Well, I think like Jerold was saying earlier with the appraisal, that's the most important part of the piece, because they can appraise your property on the as-is value. And the way I understand it, if there's no comps in the area, they can go further out to get the comps. But then it's based on the value after you develop the property and the potential tenant that you're going to be getting there to rent it from. All those things have a key role in determining the value of your property and getting to that market rate. You know, so I think the appraisal is the most important piece of this process. Is getting that appraisal to come in where you need it to be to get you the numbers that you want. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So you got a number that you're looking for. Like, we might be looking for something simple, like, well, we can sell a building for $500,000. We go through all the numbers and run everything. Might turn out that the market value might be $1 million. So we already know what we want.
Right.
We might put it on the market for $1 million. Somebody come by and say, I give you $800,000 for it. We go, okay.
Yeah, take the money and run.
We're already over what we were expecting to get, but we got our bottom line. So all that helps with your negotiation for putting it on the market. But the appraisal is the most important piece.
Yeah, the appraisal, and I mean, it's just like, I mean, some parts of like residential sales too. I mean, so we put a property on the market. I mean, a property we bought right next to it before we completed buying the block. kind of an eyesore, but we know, okay, once we do, put a new facade on it, put a new roof on it, clean it out, pretty much white box it. That's what the industry calls it. And we know we can get a tenant in there. It's a lot. Like right now, we're at a point, we're not lacking as far as demand. We're lacking supply right now. So we've been reaching out to some of the partners that we're working with. We can get more properties into the pipeline. We can get more tenants going right now at this point. A lot of people have been coming up to us asking for property. Even companies wanted to buy some of our property, but we told them no. Because one thing me and Darryl is very adamant about, we're about bringing things in the community that's going to benefit the community.
Right.
As you mentioned before, they have to sign an NDA. We can't disclose the company that we're bringing, but they're going to bring jobs to this area. They're like a $9 billion company. It's like there's 650 other cities. So they're expanding into this market. And this will be good for the community, to bring jobs and also to uplift, some of these areas, the areas, some of the blighted areas that are over there. So we're focused on, we got this block and we're also buying the other pieces around there. And we want to make this a whole, this is a journey for us. This is a whole goal.
Right. And Jerold explained it real simple. We were talking to somebody and I said, man, that's a really good analogy. He told the person the problem we have is that, let's just say we're McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out of hamburgers. Why would you come in? Yeah, it's a big problem. You McDonald's and you don't have French fries.
And we ain't got no Big Macs, so I go somewhere else.
So what we're going to work on, one of our goals is to work with our private money person in the bank to see if we can determine if they can give us some type of warehouse line or a line of credit to the tune of maybe $2 to $5 million. So that if we see things right there on the market, we can purchase it, we can turn it around and get it in there and get it done without having to go through all the red tape. And they can come back out of it and put a mortgage on it later on. But that's down the line that we're working toward. Like this first that, we really need to get this really done. This is our first really big project. And we're everything is moving in the right direction.
Okay, and your projects at Greenfield and Grand River. So tell us a little bit about the building. I'm trying to figure out how we can squeeze in you all possibly giving us a tour on the day of the workshop. We haven't talked about it yet, but fill us in on the square footage, like what you want to do with the property. Is it multi-use? Is it all commercial? Talk about the actual property a little bit more.
Well, Nancy, you might have to wind up having this workshop over there because we've been really excited about it. We've been getting a lot of feedback from people. So you get those ticket sales over 100, you might need a bigger room. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, they definitely have capacity here for sure.
The property is the rentable area we're going to be using is a 7,000 square foot main floor with a 3,500 square foot basement. Now, I don't know if they're going to be using that, but I think we'll be using everything on the main floor.
Okay.
And it's open. We're open to, you can come, we can set up a tour.
Okay.
You want to do some B-roll on it and come video the entire property. And you'd be surprised that, like I've always told Jerold that, no, man, we're not the only ones that come up with this idea for this property. Other people are riding by and thinking the same thing. And then when we drug our feet on some things, we've missed on some opportunities. Mm-hmm. So that we already know that firsthand, because the building that we have that we just closed on, there's people already ready to commit to leasing that building in the state that it is now. They want to get in on the ground floor of it to get a lease on it, to get it. If you saw it in the condition, it's not the condition is not bad. It needs a facelift. Needs a facelift bad, but it's not torn down with a big hole in the wall or in the ceiling or anything like that. Right. But people are just surprising that people are riding by saying, "Hey, I'm interested in leasing this building from you right now. Can I sign a lease? Can we get into this?" So we have to now direct them to the team, and they need to meet certain criteria. Even though we started getting into business to help out those small mom and pop shops.
Right.
Like a person want to do a pop-up store or small boutique, a barbershop, hair salon, little things like that where they wouldn't ordinarily be able to afford the startup cost with getting into a leased building.
And the reason we're putting them through that pipeline is because when they come out of that, they can be ready to be in the property. When I mean be inside the property or partner with us on the deal, because I look at it, it's not just me. I'm your landlord. We're partners. I mean, this is a business that we're both vested in this. So what we're meaning by that is to make sure, okay, they got their business plan. They have everything together, because when we take them to the bank vets our tenant. Is this a viable tenant before, okay, they give us any money to touch anything. So this isn't, they're not taking, I mean, they're not about taking risk, obviously. We all know that as far as the bank. So they have to be ready, but we know the right people within the team now. Okay, well, we can put you in touch with this person. They can get you in the right position. Then we can work together and move forward. And to talk about, I know you mentioned about the workshop. I mean, one other big thing we wanted to talk about, a lot of people want to know, how can I get into commercial real estate? I mean, a lot of people have been doing a lot of residential rentals for a while, or even thinking about doing it. And so we want to explain that piece of how to get into it. Also, like I said, the big benefits. I mean, for me, one of the biggest things I always look at is you putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay, we have a block versus, okay, you have a house there, and all this stuff. Your rent, you're talking about a 7,000 square foot space, $12 per square foot per year. I mean, you can get about $7,000 off per month on a triple net lease is what we're at. So again, triple net means we're not paying no taxes, no insurance, no maintenance. That's a whole separate check they're cutting right there. Right. So you think about it with a house, you may be getting that $1,000, but you got to pay all those expenses. So you might be left with 5 or 6. And you got to deal with the other phone calls, all this extra stuff. So
you need tenants on top of that.
Yeah, so you might have to have 10, 15 houses just to net that kind of money. And you're exposed now. You got all these different properties over here.
Right.
And break-ins, as we know, a lot of things like that. So if you can keep things more central, I mean, the commercial real estate building, it's not too many points of entry a lot of the time versus a house. It's more traffic up and down the corridor. So, I mean, but mainly that's one of the things we are going to talk about, like I said, some of the benefits and how to get in and start with a, say, residential property and then go into commercial real estate.
Okay. When you all were on the show the last time, you talked about in terms of the triple net leases, how to attract the types of tenants that you want to. It sounds like things are really moving in the right direction for you. Are you all at capacity? Are you still looking for tenants? Because it sounds like you're looking for property and you're all set with the tenants right now.
Yeah, we need to go get some more hamburgers.
Some more property. We got enough partners that want to work with enough tenants that want to be in properties. It's a lot of people that want to come back to Detroit. And a lot of people don't want to go downtown. As far as, like I said, we're focused on the Grand River Greenfield corridor. And that used to be one of the biggest shopping districts on the west side of Detroit. And what we're focused on right now is obviously the retail part we're talking about, but we've also talked about developing some mixed use properties also, where you can have retail on one floor, residential above, or office above. That can create that foot traffic. So now you're creating a vibrant economy within the, that neighborhood, and those dollars can now circulate within that community. So you look at, for example, like Ferndale or Avenue of Fashion, you have a lot of small businesses in there that's driving those corridors, those areas, but you have to create the foot traffic.
Absolutely. Okay, we do have quite a few comments. One comment comes from that. I'm kind of distracted because I'm like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting all these comments on here. There's people saying hi. One Mike says, once things normalize, do you plan on revisiting the cigar lounge idea?
Darryl definitely gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
My cigar lounge. He's gonna do it regardless. We're gonna do that regardless. Yes, and it's still gonna abandon that idea.
Okay. Good. So I know that you said you're looking for property as well. Are you currently right now looking for other investors like silent partners? I thought that was one of the purposes for you doing the workshop, or is it just going to stay between the two of you right now and your team, your existing team?
What Jerold and I had discussed was we'll take on investors.
Okay.
There's a difference in a partner and an investor.
Absolutely.
And we'll take on investors, and we were looking at doing it per project.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So when you say, like, do you all have the investor structure set up right now? Like, do you plan on starting investors making $1,000 commitment? Is it going to vary per project? Just to give people kind of a ball range of what you're looking with.
You had a whole plan, though. He had a whole plan.
Wow.
But you brought this up.
I was working it out, and we're going to try to get them to the point where they're putting in a minimum investment. I think the lowest one that we looked at was numbers like $500, $500 a month.
Oh, okay.
And then as they keep going, you know, and we had a set number that I use, like 7. You know, 7 is a good number. It's the number of completion.
Exactly.
And to get those people involved, and then they're in there with us as the investors. And then as we got everything going, as soon as we lease it out, we're going to be paying them dividends. And I think what it worked out in this one, it was a small number, but it worked out in the best thing for them, where if they invested a total of $5,000, and I think it was over a 3-year period, they were getting about $3,000 return in addition to their 5 back.
Oh, wonderful.
But we were just, I had to give it to the numbers guy. You know, I just tell him what I want. He's the numbers guy.
Yeah, so I mean, we talk about it a lot, and I mean, I'll say to those watching and those that may watch later, I mean, just reach out to us. I mean, we have enough people that come to us. We can put together a meeting and we can figure it out. I mean, it's a negotiation. I mean, that's the same thing we go through when we're talking with our investors, our lenders, everybody. It's a negotiation. So, or you can propose a deal to us. I mean, I'm okay with that. It sounds right. We don't pass up on any good deal. So, yeah, I mean, but just bring it to us. I mean, a lot of people, you have my contact or Darryl's contact. If not, you can,
you can share our email.
Yeah, please do share your contact information. How do you want? Because I'm telling you, these comments are blowing up. I was like, wasn't expecting this much activity, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think they should just. I think the email is the best source of contact.
Okay.
He may want you to call.
No, just email.
I don't need any more phone calls with all the stuff that I do. My phone rings constantly.
Okay. Karen said, thank you for bringing life back to Detroit with the Grand River, Greenfield area. She said she grew up in that area. You guys can read the comments. I'm not going to have time to go over all of this. A great idea. I like the idea about the workshop. Good info. Love to see the building. So I said there's probably over 30 comments on there. I'm a little bit over.
You got a lot of love out there.
Hey, make sure you buy those tickets.
Yes. So we do have a lot of interest in the event. You can, so first of all, your email is the JEDA Group at gmail.com. Is that the email?
Yeah, the JEDA Group. The JEDA Group at gmail.com.
Okay. And I guess if somebody wants to talk to you, I mean, they can reach out to us as well. I can get a hold of you all. dbhg.org. Please go to our website to purchase tickets. Ticket prices are $30 for members and $40 for non-members. It does include a box lunch from the D-Loft. The JEDA Group is going to be there along with Dale Grant and Ashton Business Consulting. He's going to talk about how to use accounting or real estate to meet your tax write-off needs. And we will also have Marcus Jackson there with CIBC Bank, and he's going to talk about some of the benefits of working with him and the products that he has to offer to investors. So guys, thank you so much. I know you have a meeting to get to at 7, Darryl, so I want to make sure that you get to your meeting on time. I look forward to seeing you all on June 26th. It's about a month away, and we do have very limited capacity seating, so please get your tickets tonight. And also, Darryl, I might have to take you up on that. If we sell 100 tickets, we will definitely not be having the event here at Inconviso. So,
what's the capacity?
Literally like 25.
What is the capacity? 25?
25?
Yeah. That's it.
We've been putting there's a lot of people still watching the first podcast, and we're getting great reviews on that, which is
good.
I'm excited about it, just to share the information, because we haven't been to too many things where people share information with us, and we're all about trying to uplift our people, and that's what.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you all were willing to come back. I wish you had let me know about your other engagement, because we could have started earlier. Because like I said, there's high engagement, and I don't want to make you late for your other appointment. So I guess if you all want to come back before the event, and we can get more into the nuts and bolts. If you'd like, if not, then we'll just plan to see you all on the 26th. So I will leave that open to you all, and you can let me know.
I'll reach out.
Okay, sounds good, Jerold. And
Darryl, you in for the tour so you get some B-roll.
I'm gonna call Mike as soon as the podcast is over. Let's see if we can get him over there. I think that would be great. So yeah, I do want Mike to come out, because I know that you are corporate members. And we have we pivoted DBHG, where we used to try to be all things to all people, and now we tailored it more to the real estate and real estate, insurance, and financial industries. So with that being said, we do need to get like another membership promotion video. So I'm making Mike aware of that, and this will be the opportunity to be able to do that. So yeah, I am working with Mike on that, and we'll see if we can pull that off on the at the June 26th event, because I think it's a good opportunity for people to find out more information about what we're already about. It's like content is everything, and even though with all of the podcasts and the membership video that we have out now and former podcasts that we've done before we started this one, people still have questions. And I'm like, you really just have to come out and experience it for yourself to kind of really get an idea of what we're all about, because there's only so much we can give you, information we can give you via video. You kind of have to meet some of the other members in the group, and then just see if it's a good mesh for you and a good fit for you. And if it is, we welcome you to join with us. If not, you can just keep paying full price for events.
I mean, that's what we kind of did, though. We just came and, Kim Lee told us about it, and we felt like it's part of a family now, and we're all working together to try to push this business thing forward.
Right.
Exactly. Like I said, it's really up to individuals that, decide to make the extra effort and come out. We do follow, COVID regulations. We have the social distancing. We still wear masks, even though it's not a mandate if you've taken the vaccination. So yeah, we are consciously aware of the pandemic, and went fully virtually actually for the first year after the pandemic hit. So we're just now kind of reopening by having these events once a quarter right now. And, by next year, I hope to have it more often. But that's why we kind of scaled back our schedule and calendar, because of, the current crisis that's going on right now. So thank you so much, guys, for taking time to spend with us today. And to our audience, thank you for joining us. And like I said, you can come and pay full price, or you can decide that you want to become a part of the JEDA family. We take your money either way. So it's up to you. How you want to spend it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Jerold and Jerold. We look forward to seeing you either in June or possibly before that on another podcast. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so we look forward to hearing and seeing you all at this upcoming event. Once again, the event is June 26th. Okay, well, we want to thank everybody for joining us today for today's podcast. That was a former recording. So if you would like to come out to the next live podcast next Tuesday, and join Darryl and Jerold for updates about the commercial industry. Their new tenant, as far as I know, has moved in, so I'm sure they're going to be ecstatic about sharing information about that event or their new tenant. And we look forward to hearing about some new trends that have been going on in the commercial real estate business in Detroit since last year. So hopefully all of you will join me next Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll be on a little bit of a different time. We usually air from 6 to 7, but that was the availability of everyone's schedule for next Tuesday. Once again, take a look at our website, dbhg.org, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we want to have 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So we look forward to you subscribing so you can find out more about our podcast that normally air Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening.